where there's a difficult situation to handle, and how do you handle it? And so I'm curious to watch this race back. Here's some of the things that you guys are talking about. We're going to listen to that, comment on that, and we'll just see how it goes. Should be a lot of fun. We've done this before, and we had a great time last time we did this, so why not try it again?
Well, Junior, let's go back to 46 laps remaining in the 2015 Daytona race in July. You're out front, and we'd love to hear you and Jeff kind of talk us through how this race goes. Again, 46 to go. So the field all behind Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson as they work their way back into the tri-oval. Hendrick front row, green flag back in the air. Six laps to go at Daytona. Jimmy Johnson has won here 3 times. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won here 3 times. They are side by side for the lead as they work through 1 and 2 and down the backstretch.
Rick sounds pretty much the same. He's been doing TV. He told me this week that he did trucks for over a decade. That just blows my mind that Rick's been doing this for so long.
So you can see right there, he tugged down and got to the 48 quarter pound and then moved away from him, trying to slow the 48
Still have to imagine he was just a little bit nervous for this Cup race.
Oh, yeah. And Landon Castle, 6. And then remember, this was being done at 1 in the morning. Or, I mean, it was late when this was happening. So our first race was a rain delay. There was a lot of things going on, but the one thing that was constant is this.
I talked to him earlier.
You know, the tight packs,
usually pretty good at these
the aggressive driving, that's consistent with Daytona, no matter what time of day it is.
I just want to finish one. I think a top 10 would be a very nice present for this Ford.
But these cars at this time, it's kind of like what we see in the Xfinity Series today. If you watched the race last night, the lead car can just kind of move back and forth in front of the bottom line and the top line and get a little push from each line as it's kind of moving forward.
Landon Castle in the 40 car.
Yep.
Yeah, he had a very telling.
I got put in the middle there.
Press earlier this weekend, he was as specifically.
And now Landon's kind of inadvertently side drafting off of both cars beside him, and it's kind of holding him in place momentarily.
Right now.
Denny Hamlin on the outside, making it 3 wide.
Real fan of this style of racing. I have some confidence knowing anybody can win here at Daytona, especially him. He's got 19 career wins here.
Look at the
most of the night.
dash and how different it is. New digital dashes these days. Just in a few years, a lot's changed in these cars. Wow. Had a little moment there with a run. Dove to the inside of Jimmy, a little side draft. Dived way low to get away from him. He can't side draft me. Almost cleared him. Didn't quite get it done. Dive back in front of some help here. Slow him down with the side draft right there. Back down to the bottom. Using the momentum I've carried with the side draft. He's going to try to slow me back down.
Is there a preferred line around this racetrack right now?
A lot of Hendrick cars.
Yeah.
So you weren't being a good teammate.
I never really was. I wanted him to help me.
I know. I got to tell you I'm going to help you, but I really don't want to. And I want you to help me.
Fighting for the 7th position.
That was like a double side draft move where he kind of I went to him and back to him again.
That's Trevor Bayne, right? In the same car. That would have been Trevor Bayne.
Yep. Always really impressive to see Trevor at Daytona and Talladega. Seemed to always find his way into the top 10.
They go into turn number 1.
He was always trying to make moves, The guys that tend to run well, or you see toward the front of the plate tracks, aren't the guys that settle, aren't the guys that ride. They're the guys that are always on the offense trying to find their way around the car in front of them.
That yellow car, that's, I'm assuming that's Paul Menard in the 27. Yep.
Justin Allgaier out there in the 51. It's hard. It's weird for me to see Stenhouse in the 17. I mean, I know that happened, but it seems we're so used to him in the 47. And Christopher Buescher in the 17.
Christopher. The locked in now. Who's happy with you calling him Christopher?
His mom.
His mom.
That actually made me feel good because I know it probably annoys a lot of people, but at least she's happy.
Don't annoy mom. It's Kurt Busch in a 41 car. He's a Stewart Haas then.
Yep.
out on the outside work.
Katie's not here this weekend. I hope he gets back as soon as he can when he's ready, you know, and I love his decision to just do the right thing, take care of himself.
David Reagan behind him. David Reagan.
I'm sitting there kind of running in the middle of the racetrack. For whatever reason, the higher you run, the less accordion happening behind you. So when you go to the bottom of the racetrack, everybody kind of runs in the back of each other, or there's a lot of accordion effect in the cars. And I'm trying to get them all to go to the top of the racetrack. Jimmy don't want nothing to do with that. I'm going to side draft in here. But when you go to the top, it sort of spreads everybody out a little bit. You get about a half car length between every car. Nobody gets a run. It's way less to defend as the lead car.
But so, why did people follow you to the top? That's what I never understood. Like, you were so good at this.
Yeah.
And everybody would just give you a bigger advantage by following you up there. What was the reason?
I think that it started with the older surface at Talladega. And you remember sometimes we'd go there at Talladega. There were little they would put sealer in the cracks of the corner, and it was everywhere, all these cracks, right? And we would fly in the corner, and the car would kind of chase and chatter across the cracks. You were going to end up in the middle of the racetrack anyway. So I started just going in there and kind of running up against the wall, and guys would follow you, and you weren't turning the wheels much and bogging the car down. When you turn the steering wheel more, you just slow the car down. And so when you would run the top at Dega before the new repave, you could go to the top and just kind of not turn the wheels much. Everything about it was better if you had enough cars behind you.
Well, you drug them all.
Yeah.
And the ones that didn't, y'all left them. Now they've, look, there it is. So everybody was a race to get to the top all of a sudden, and if you weren't ready to do it, then you got hung out.
I think it's beneficial to the guys behind you to go because they don't want to. They're fine in second, third, fourth, fifth. They're happy there, Hey,
oh yeah.
Oh, of course, you want to go right around the top and make this all easier for everybody. Let's go do it.
But these guys hate you, right?
They don't like it. Yeah. If I was back there, I'd be annoyed too. I wouldn't want to be, because it's hard to get by this group. All these guys riding together, committed together on the top. It's hard to be on the bottom trying to get around them.
That's David Reagan in the 55 car. Casey Mears in the 13. It's fun to go back and relive that.
Tough situation. They had to figure it out. They went to the backup car. They practiced. It worked. And they were on the clock. Earnhardt out in front.
We're going to come back with more.
Hi, Race Fans, it's me, Benson. And today is on the subscribe, YouTube subscribe button.